Hi, I'm here in Louisiana with my family here. Harold spoke at Chris's banquet tonight, and Father's Day is right around the corner. So I just wanted to ask some questions to Chris and then to Harold about what it was like with their fathers growing up. And I'm going to start with Chris.
Are these multiple choice?
No, these are not multiple choice.
Okay.
All right, Angela helped me come up with these, so I'm going to be looking. Chris, you brought your dad into town to speak at your baseball banquet tonight. Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah. Couple reasons, I guess. Mainly because growing up, I got, I guess, a lot of free advice through him from coaching, and wanted to be able to share that with my guys. And the opportunity was there for us to have you and him come, and Uncle Gary and Uncle Danny came, and it was
Special.
it was very special being able to share with everybody kind of what I got on a daily basis, even without knowing it at the time. So it wasn't a second guess as to who I wanted to be able to come and speak. So I'm glad it worked out.
I know it meant a lot to your dad.
Yeah.
All right. She says, growing up, what was your favorite memory of your dad?
There's a lot of them. I mean, but and it's kind of the same with Bryce now. At I guess sports related, he was always there. He was always, if I had questions or needed to get chewed on a little bit, he was there and did it the right way. Meaning, if I needed to get put in gear, he did, but he never brought it home with him. If we had a disagreement or something needed to be addressed at practice or at a game, it took place there, and it never was brought home and affected anything at the house.
Because he knew Mama would get him.
Him and her and Janice Castleberry.
That is right. That is right. Well, this may be right along with it. Obviously, sports has always been a big part of your life. What's the number one lesson that it's taught you?
That there's always another chance, whether it be in a game or in life. If you got a rough day, if you have a rough day, and God willing, the sun's gonna come up tomorrow. You always have another chance, I guess, to make good on something that didn't necessarily go your way, or you always have another opportunity, because as a baseball situation, I tell my guys all the time, if you take a math test and make a 3 out of 10, consider it a failure. But in baseball, you're a Hall of Famer, so you're going to mess up way more times than you do right. It's really how well do you fail, because we're going to mess up.
That's right.
And you're going to get another chance to keep moving forward. Don't let it beat you down.
Now, this question is from Angela, so I find it so funny. Your dad is so easygoing. Have you ever seen him really mad?
No, never.
But listen to this part. What was it over? Was it Amy? While he's thinking, I have to tell y'all, he and Amy pick at each other all the time. But I promise you, both of them love each other, and they would fight anybody.
Yeah.
For the other.
Say that. Say it again. I'm trying to think.
Okay. Your dad is so easygoing.
Okay.
Have you ever seen him really mad?
Yeah.
What was it over? Was it Amy?
No. I don't know. Yeah, I have, and there have been many instances to where, reasons for him to get mad were justified because of, I guess, decisions that had been made on my part. My whole thing growing up was, even though it's father, my biggest thing was I didn't want to disappoint. Amy makes fun of me because she says I would whenever we'd get in trouble, I'd start crying and try to make it right. I didn't want to disappoint. Honestly, I was more scared of you with discipline purposes. We'll just put it at that. But even in high school and younger, I didn't want to disappoint either one of you. But my biggest, I guess, not wanting to let you guys down was more of a motivation for me. But you've changed, and I think the thing that's caused that is grandkids. I think you're a different person around now that grandkids are involved instead of just me and Amy. Yeah.
Well, I feel like I'm going to take up for myself. I feel like I had to be the disciplinarian because Daddy was coaching all the time.
Right.
And I did. I had to be the bad guy. All right. These are for Harold.
Who's your favorite kid? That's what it says.
No, it doesn't. I have, my favorite daughter is Amy. My favorite son is Chris.
Politically correct.
That's right. Okay. Harold, why did you go into coaching? Did you play a lot of ball as a child?
I grew up in a family that Gary and Danny both played ball. And my first remembrances is going to see them play. They're 2 years apart. They played high school ball together. Then they played town baseball together. Gary went to junior college to play baseball. And everything revolved around ball. I knew when I was a kid, you could start Little League when you were 8 years old. That was the time. I didn't even ask my mom and daddy.
Mm-hmm.
The first day that they announced they were going to have practice, I stayed after school because it was ball practice that day. So I've grown up with ball all my life. It was the question about playing ball or being a coach.
That was, did you play a lot of
Yeah.
balls? The next one is, what did you try to instill in the players that you coached?
I think the biggest thing that I remember was effort. You know, to play hard. If you're going to be a member of something, if you're going to be a part of something, be full speed at it. Don't be halfway. Commit yourself to do what you're supposed to do, and then do whatever it takes to get yourself ready to do that. And then, like Chris said, and tomorrow's a new day. We can start over. You know, what's the good news? Bad news is we got beat today. Tomorrow is we got another game. We're going to try it again.
You say sometimes you just step off in the wrong pasture. Sometimes,
Yeah.
sometimes the other guy's just better than you.
That's right.
That's right. What was one of your favorite, most
Memorable.
memorable game that you coached?
You asked me this question before, and this doesn't even involve Chris. It goes back to early in my football coaching career. I was coaching with Gary, and we played B.B. Comer, and our guys made a goal line stand at the end of the ball game, and we won. I think it was 7-6, and that's always been one of the highlights. I coached as an assistant coach on state championship teams, and those were great. I coached girls basketball teams who were very good, and coached Chris in football and baseball, and lots of highs and lots of lows. So it's hard to pick any one particular game. I remember when Chris was 10 years old, and Chris was a catcher, and he had to pitch some for us in Little League, and we were playing All-Stars, and the guy who was the best pitcher in the league wasn't on our team, but he on the All-Star team, we were all together. We were playing at Columbiana, and this guy, I thought, didn't gut it out. Is that the right word? And Chris came in and playing in really his secondary position as a pitcher instead of being a catcher, and finished the ball game out. And I remember crying.
Okay.
It's another day. He's gonna tear it up.
He is. He's tenderhearted. All right. Last question. What was a life lesson that you learned from your own dad?
The summer I got married, I had just finished my sophomore year in college, and I was home, living at home. The wedding was in June, and I had to get a job. And Daddy was working for a man who, Daddy was helping manage a farm, and I got a job working for that guy. We were building fences in hot June weather in Alabama. And that first night, I'm 20 years old. First night, I went in crying to Mama about how hard it was, how hot it was, and just all stuff like that. And she said, "Well, you just quit. He's only paying you minimum wage. Don't kill yourself working for that just a little bit of money." And Daddy interrupted. The question wasn't addressed to him. He interrupted. He said, "No. You're going to do what you agreed to do. You told the man," that's what he said, "you told the man you were going to work this week, and you're going to work this week, and you're going to work full speed this whole week. Now, at the end of this week, if you want to go back and renegotiate and say, I think I need more money, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But you agreed to work for this much money for this length of time, and that's what you're going to do."
You'll finish it.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed this. I'll tell you something. My dad died when I was 5 years old, so I don't remember very much about him. But I know for a fact that my husband is a good dad, and I know that my son is a good dad, and my son-in-law is a good dad. All of you dads, take time with your kids and teach them what's right. But more than that, teach them to love the Lord.
Teach them you to love them. I never heard my daddy tell me I loved you, but I knew he did. That's just the way he was. He's old school, really old school. I knew my daddy loved me, and I tried to convey that to Chris and to Amy, that I love them. I know I haven't said it enough over the years, but I fully believe that they know that I love them.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think we've ever had, I've lived away from home for 20 plus years now, and even before cell phones and now, whenever we don't talk every day like Mom and Amy do, but I don't think we've ever hung the phone up without telling each other we love each other. Same, with Mom and even Mike, it's important to show it and to say it.
But a daddy is an important part of a child's life.
Absolutely.
And just wanted to tell you, and to tell you with Father's Day coming up, happy Father's Day to all you dads out there and granddads. And we appreciate you and hope you've enjoyed our talk tonight.
Right.
Remember to be salt and light, and we'll be back soon.